Hello! Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Pinsanity. Off the Rails with Mary Bain, episode 1. I am so excited to do this. If you know me, you know that I love just talking about things, all things pins. So I thought it'd be super fun to start a podcast. The goal is to grow the podcast, end up getting guests on so that we can interview people, get other opinions, and also to get a lot of input from you guys. So hopefully you guys will send me messages with questions, topics, things you want to talk about. But I thought today there would be kind of two main topics and that people have been talking about recently. And the first one is just going to be Pin Drop Tuesdays and the craziness that's happening. So if you've been doing this for a while, you have realized that in the last year, basically, pin drops have become crazy. People used to be able to do, very simple, easy park pickups and just show up at any point in the day, basically, grab the pins you wanted and leave. And that is no longer the case. If you are not getting up when it's dark and getting to the parks, before the parking garage opens, basically, you are most likely not going to get the pins that you want. And so a lot of people have been talking about why did this happen? Why did pins blow up? And I would love to know what you guys think about it. What do you think? Because last year, for example, Winnie the Pooh, like the releases became just so ridiculous. The Winnie the Pooh drops were selling out the first Tuesday of every month prior to the limited edition pins, even though the Pooh were limited release. And in the beginning of the year, nobody cared. January, the pins literally sat there into February. February, they were there till the end of the month. March, they were there till the end of the month. And I want to say even April. I feel like May may have been the first month where, and I might be confusing it may have been April, where by the end of the month, they actually were gone for the first time. But literally nobody cared. And so all of a sudden, it just blew up. I want to say like June, where they were just gone on the first day. All of a sudden, it was like, and because they were allowing people to buy 10 of them as well, but it was just like a flip, a switch flipped and boom. And so from talking to other people, I don't have TikTok, but I heard TikTok kind of blew up and people started posting all sorts of amazing things, and just the pin community grew. People wanted to join it, but they saw these TikToks, and everybody wanted to join it. And so I'm not sure if that's why, and if you guys have other ideas about what made it blow up, but I do think social media had a big thing to do with it. Now, if you're new and you're wondering, like, why are people complaining about these drops, and so I don't think that people are upset about having to wait in line, having to go early. Like, that's always been a thing for collectibles. That's part of the fun, I think, is perhaps being one of the lucky people who can get there early. I think one of the things that is annoying people, and that's kind of my topic of the day, it happens to be split into two groups, is sort of cheating the system. And there's kind of two cheating the system things that are happening. There's either online, right, bypass links, which we'll talk about in just a few. But the other cheating the system, or it's not really cheating the system, but just cheating, is cutting in line. And that's really, I think, what a lot of people are having issues with on Pin Drop Tuesday. And I do know, I watched it. I watched it on Tuesday this week. I watched people I know cut in front of me, call people, have friends join them. You watch, some of the bigger reseller names do the same thing. And it's like, I think people who are doing park pickups, who are reselling, sometimes tell themselves, I'm guessing, I don't know, I'm just guessing. They must tell themselves that because they're getting these pins to sell to other people, they justify the cutting. And I really do think that as a community, when we're in line, we need to all start speaking up. When we see this, we need to just not allow these people to do these things. It's truly unfair. It seems so odd to me that these resellers are cutting so that they can steal pins from the people behind them. Because that's what happened to me this week. Sold out 3 pins in front of me. And I saw at least 5 people cut in front of me. You know what I mean? And I knew some of them. I went and talked to one of them because I was so mad. I'm trying to get 1 pin for my son. Even though I'm a reseller, I wasn't even trying to resell. I was just trying to get the pin, 1 pin, the Pixar, set that spells out the word Pixar. And had these people not cut, I would have gotten the pin. And so I feel like, you're stealing from other people. And I think when you are a bigger name in this community, when you're a reseller, or when you're one of the people who stands in Frontierland every week, and so people recognize you, you need to be a positive member of this community. You need to try to do things on the up and up. You need to do things in a way that have a positive reflection upon you and the community. And cutting is just not it. And then trying to argue with people about it, trying to pretend that you don't, telling these lies, whatever excuses you come up with. Oh, my family's in the line. I'm going to join them. I'm going to do X, Y. If you weren't with your family, get to the back of the line. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter that other people beat you there. That's not their fault. Okay? You're an adult. Now, I understand if you're a family and you get in line and then maybe you got to take your child to the bathroom or something and come back. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? But if you're trying to make up these excuses, well, my person, they're older, they have XYZ, a walker or this, I'm sorry. It is what it is. They don't get to cut because of that. That's not how it works. Okay? Just because you ran and left the person behind because they couldn't keep up doesn't mean that they get to join you. That's just not how it works. Grow up. Stop trying to make up excuses. But for those of you who are telling us the lie, I'm joining my family, and you don't even have family there, we know. We're talking about you. It's ridiculous. Okay? So be better, you guys. I mean, come on. That's one of the biggest issues with these Tuesdays. It's not, people not getting, it's these people who cut and then are getting the multiples and then making these posts. Now, pricing of the Tuesday pins is a whole other thing that I think we can talk about as a separate issue, maybe in a follow-up podcast where we talk about kind of market manipulation, price gouging, what's happening, why pins are popping out, and being so crazy initially. Because even Pooh last year, right? When the Winnie the Pooh one went up, it gradually went up. Like I said, no one cared initially. That's normally what happens, right? You could get it at a regular price. Maybe if it sold, maybe it's $50 or something. And then it would gradually go up. And that's what it did last year. This year, Kingdom Hearts just, right? And so I know that's another issue that we'll definitely be talking about. So in addition to cheating the system in person on Terrible Tuesdays and cutting the line, and the other cheating the system that kind of came out recently was the use of bypass links. And if you're unaware what a bypass link is, when you go to purchase on Shop Disney, on WDI, DEC, Studio Store, you get put into a line where it's your number 385, right? And then it kind of counts down. And once you hit number 1, then you get a message like, okay, we're waiting to enter, spinny screen, and boom, you're in to the website where you can start to place your order. If you have a bypass link, it skips the counting down and it just brings you in to place the order. And so there has been talk of bypass links. I've been talking about it for years now, and of getting a lot of pushback from actually people who use the bypass links. They're the ones who are fighting it the most. No, she's lying, blah, 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 blah. It's never been used, blah, 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 blah. Well, finally, in this past weekend, somebody was so brave and put out, because they knew they were going to get called out, because they, were a little involved initially, perhaps. You know what I mean? That's the only way we're going to have evidence of this, are people who basically were a little involved. And so this person was brave enough to put those messages up and show that a particular person in this community reached out to her and said, hey, do you have a cast member? Yeah, if you do, I can give you a link that will guarantee you pins every time. All you have to do is pay me a pin. And for this drop, it was the Tiana DEC dresses drop. It was like, for this drop, all you have to do is give me one of the pins. And so that's where not only bypass links come in, but a pyramid scheme. And people seem to think I'm just calling the bypass links a pyramid scheme, and that's not it. I'm saying that when people at the top, Adam, it went away. While I was recording it, something came down here that said accept, reject.
Oh, the stupid, I just got a telephone call on my...
Does it turn it off? Can you see? Where's the thing?
Okay, hold on.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that kind of thing could happen. Like, I figured it would just override that if a call came in.
So is it...
I don't know.
It's still recording.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll... Sorry, everyone. Hubby got a call. Can you turn your phone on Do Not Disturb?
I will.
Thanks, babe. So anyways, I think people thought I was saying that there was a pyramid scheme just based on the bypass links, and that's not it. The pyramid scheme is that there are people at the top in this Discord group who are clearly saying, here's a link, you can get the pins, but you have to pay me a pin, right? And if you have 75 people in this group, you're getting 75 pins or 75 boxes of Adorbs, okay? So, first off, I think people don't understand that there are two Discord groups, and we have seen screenshots from two separate groups, and I think that's where some of the confusion comes. So, when the person posted these messages from the guy saying, hey, blah, 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 give me a Tiana dress, here's the links, or I'll give you the link, that is from one Discord group, and it has a bunch of big sellers in it. And then there's another Discord group that I don't believe does a pyramid scheme, but it does have screenshots came out that there were at least 79 members months ago. So maybe it's bigger now, who knows? But at least 79 members. And that one, then there's another one. And the other one is the one where the person was caught. So the group that has 79, that has screenshots going around, that I have copies of, where you see the administrator of the page or whatever telling people like, here's the link, we're going to pop out the link, do XYZ so you can cop your pins, let me know if you got them. They even have screenshots showing that they're using them. They used them for the Nifty 50 events. Okay. So this is a second way of cheating the system. And it is a way that has really taken away from cast members lately. It's kind of blowing up. It's something I've been talking about for years, but the greed has gotten so gross in the last few months that now multiple people are more speaking out about it and noticing these things. So the bypass links is definitely something that needs to be addressed, needs to be looked at. And as a community, we really need to come together and try to stop this and try to make sure that there's a chunk of us who are trying to do the right thing and who aren't just jumping on board with what has happened with this price gouging and market manipulation that is being allowed because of that pyramid scheme. When you have a group of people who have, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 people under them who are giving them a pin or a box of Adorbs, that group of people is getting so many pins that they can set the market price. And these are the people who have the drops every single time, and they have multiples of the drops. And they have just constant Adorbs, constant boxes, sealed boxes of Adorbs, 20, 30. Then the next, they do another show 2 days later. They've got more. Okay, none of this is happening. None of this is happening in a positive, up and up way, right? They're cheating the system. Not right now, honey, okay?
Hi, Mom.
I love you. So I just really, I really hope as a community that we can try to come up with a way to to curtail this. And it's not, I don't think these are bad people, right? I don't think because you use a bypass link, you're a bad person. I know what you're doing. You're trying to get pins. Now, I think some people are trying to do market manipulation and take advantage. And that's not, if you want to sell in a way where you try to get the most money and you don't care about the community and you don't care that you're taking a $25 pin and you're trying to sell it for $450, the day it comes out or pre-sell it that way, then you do you, boo. You know what I mean? My issue is, don't tell people you're here for the community. Don't tell people like, I'm here for this pin family, this pin community. I'm here to help you. I'm here to do all these things. And then turn around and steal cast members' pins online and then flip around and sell them back to the cast members for a $2,000, 2,000% markup. Like, don't do that. BB, can you please leave for right now while I do this?
Mommy,
please. No. Go to daddy, please.
This is your own place.
Thank you, honey. Okay. For later. So that's really
Okay.
Where I think as a community we've got to come together. And it's not because I'm like to these people and I want to know their name. I don't even care, right? I want it to stop. I think it would have been great had the person who got caught, because they made a video and they were laughing. They thought it was funny. They seemed to have no remorse, not care. They said they only did it 2 times because they don't have a cast member anymore, which frankly, I don't believe, because if you see this person and you see all the pins they have all the time, them and their friends really seem to be the masters of this pyramid scheme, because that person is not the top of the pyramid, let me tell you. But even if we don't know their names, I just want it to stop. And the reason is because they're killing the collectibles market. They're going to turn this into Pokemon cards and Beanie Babies, where they're pricing people out, and all that happens is everything depreciates and we end up with worthless metal eventually. Because pins just can't come out where you have a Sorcerer Mickey Adorb that came out yesterday for $2,000. Like, these Adorbs are not going to maintain value. You know what I mean? You're seeing that. You're seeing that people jacked up Cursive Cuties. And they're tanking. You know what I mean? And so we have to really, as a community, try to keep this pin market afloat. And price gouging at some point becomes untenable. So these are just a couple of issues that have come up lately that I would love to talk about more. I would love to know your opinion. I would love to know your questions. So message me. Let me know. If you want to be a guest and you have opinions that you want to come and tell people about, you let me know. I am so excited to do this podcast and just build this community and try to do positive things. That's what this is about. It's not about name calling or with people. It's about like, here's some issues, let's fix it. Here's things we like, let's talk about how to make it better, how to spread it. We want to talk about, how do you trade in the parks, or if you're new, all kinds of things. Acronyms, LELR, DEC, WDI, DSSH, D23. Like, what do all these things mean? So please write in, ask your questions. I would love to hear from everybody. And I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I hope to see you back for our second episode, guys. And so sorry about the little disruptions. Next time, hopefully it'll be a little more together. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Oh, and don't forget, if you want to message me on Instagram, I'm Pins and Pups, PINS, the letter N, and then Pups. Not Pins and Pups, because somebody spoofed it, so it's still a picture of my dog. And then, or if you want to see me on Whatnot, Disney Pins, Hot Mess Express, Mondays and Thursdays at 11 Pacific. All right, guys. I'll catch you next time. Thanks so much.